contents. Please take a minute, look it over, and if there is a particular title of a chapter that you'd like me to expound upon, please feel free to ask me about it. Don't be shy. Compound reading. I came up with the phrase compound reading. I'll give you a little bit of history. A few years back, about say 2005, before I started, this is what actually put me on this journey. As a police officer working for the township I was working for, I had a great schedule. I worked for 4 days, I was off for 4 days. And on my 4 days off, I would just veg out. It was like a vacation, it was like a mini vacation, a couple times a month. And my favorite pastime at that time was playing my PlayStation. I'm a big kid at heart. And I would be up to like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just playing the PlayStation. And one night I had an epiphany, and I asked myself, you know, what do I have to show for this? So I made a decision to put down the PlayStation and start picking up books. And I started picking up one book, and the first book that I picked up, you can actually get it here, is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And as I was reading that book, that's the book that encouraged me to start my own business. Didn't know what the hell it was going to be then. Didn't know I was going to be a speaker then. Didn't know I was going to be a writer then. Didn't know I was going to be a life coach then. But I knew I had to start something. And then while I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talked about a book called The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. So I picked up that book, and I started reading that book at the same time. And I got that idea from an episode of The Cosby Show, believe it or not, when Theo was telling Cliff about a friend of his in school that when he's reading a book and he comes across another book in the Cliff Notes or rather the bibliography or something, he'll pick up that second book and read that, and that's what I did. So for the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years, I pretty much go about reading 3, 4 books simultaneously. So that's what compound reading is. It's just reading more than one book at a time, but gaining all that knowledge, taking that knowledge, and I'm armed with a highlighter and a notebook. I'm highlighting passages out of the book. I'm always writing notes on the side, because what I do is the lessons that I learn from the books that I read, I implement them into my life, and good or bad or indifferent, I share those experiences with my audiences as a speaker. So that's where compound reading came from. Yes, sir.
I noticed that for section 2, the one that says all the men think as men thinketh and have faith in yourself. Now I have to admit, from a glance, it looks like they're very similar. So how would you differentiate between the two? They seem almost the same. Like you could actually just kind of combine them.
Okay, as a man thinketh, that lesson pretty much talks about how you define yourself. It's really more of a lesson on self-visualization, okay? The other one, have faith in yourself, is different in the sense that if you don't see it for yourself, you can't do it, all right? I had people telling me, hey, you should write this book, you should write this book, you should write this book. It took 6 months, it's about 3 to 6 months before I actually decided to turn everything I was doing into this book. If I didn't see it for myself, it wasn't going to happen. What if there's something that if everybody else says you could do? You make great food. You should sell it. You should sell these pies. You should write this book. You should play. You should be a musician. You should be a singer. You could do all of this stuff. People see it in you, but you don't see it for yourself. If you don't see it for yourself, if you don't have faith in yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, the things you want to do are not going to come true. No matter how, nobody can live your life for you. Nobody can drive your bus but you. So that's where those 2 chapters differentiate. We're going to take a couple more questions, and then we're going to have another speaker come up. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Money is an idea.
Money is an idea. That was actually the first televised speech that I did with Toastmasters. It's really just this simple. Let's see here. This right here is not money. Looks like a couple $100 bills, but it is not money.
Oh, well, you're not going to
Let me
need
check.
Hey, I'll hurt you. This is currency. It's a tool, okay? Money is an idea. Money is as big or as small as you want it to be. If you have big ideas about money, and you work towards fulfilling those big ideas, then your manifestation, your result will be big. If you have limited, small ideas about money, I'm always going to be broke. Well then, the money in your pocket is always going to be light. Yes. When enough is enough. Have you ever heard the phrase, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired? Something has to happen. There's a book called, what's it called? The Tipping Point. There's always a catalyst. Something that just sets you off. Something that, for some people, you know what? I done got hit one time too many. For some people, enough is enough. At the first start, this is wrong, I gotta make a change. But everybody's different. Everybody has different thresholds. So what you have to do is you have to analyze your life and see it for what it is and take a brutal, honest look at yourself and realize if you're not happy with your situation, you have to be the one to change it. It's all about you. Can't nobody do it for you. If you don't remember anything else that I've said, please remember something I said a few minutes ago. You can have, do, and become anything you want in life, provided you're willing to put forth the work necessary in order to achieve it. There are going to be people that are going to stand in your way. There are going to be people that are going to try and stop you. So what? It's par for the course. It's supposed to happen. Bad things are supposed to happen. You don't win or lose. You win and you learn. When everything is going right, everything's running on all cylinders, it's a beautiful thing. But your character isn't built when everything is going great. Your character is built in the times when things didn't go right. And you take it as an opportunity to learn what you did wrong, so when you reapply it, you fight that much harder so that hopefully you can win the next time. And if you don't, you keep trying, and you keep trying, and you keep trying. You can get out of whatever situation you're in, provided you believe in yourself enough and you're willing to do the work necessary in order to achieve it. I'm glad you gave me an opportunity to speak to you today. I'm glad you were able to arrive and show up safely, and I wish you traveling mercies on your ways home. And God bless you and thank you.